Hello and welcome. Today I've had these 11 brands of watercolor paint in the window for the past 6 months. I want to pull them out of the window and see how they've done. Hello, my name is Miranda, and on this channel we do all kinds of things watercolor. Once in a while we get distracted by another fun art supply, but mostly watercolor. So if you like watercolor, consider subscribing down below. We have a lot of fun on this channel, and I hope you'll consider joining us. Thank you so much to my existing subscribers. You guys are amazing. All right, these swatches have been in the window for 6 months. These swatches have been in the drawer for 6 months. Let's put these together and see what we come up with. Okay, the first brand we are going to be looking at is Sennelier. Now, I have done Sennelier Lightfastness in previous videos, so I will link the Lightfastness playlist up in the corner for you. But I did receive, 2 new colors? Yes, 2 new colors at the Mexico watercolor retreat, which I will also link in the corner for you, that we needed to add to the Lightfast test. And those colors were the bright red and the cadmium yellow light. So these 2 colors here. The one on the left here is the one that has been in the window for 6 months, and the one on the right has been in the drawer. I can't see any difference at all between the 2. So far, so good. Let's move on to the next brand. Next here we have the only 5 Roman Szmal paints that I own. They are Lemon Yellow, Aquarius Red, Ultramarine Light, Aquarius Green, and Caput Mortuum. These come in the little beginner set that I will link down in the description box below if you are interested in looking at those. Here's all the mixes you can get with them, plus a bazillion more I probably didn't do, but the Lightfast tests are the important part here. Here they are, side by side. I see absolutely 0 difference, but it has only been 6 months, so we will continue to put these in the window and see what happens in another 6 months. Next, we have this pretty excellent set of 36 colors. These are on Amazon for very affordable price, and they're quite impressive. I actually suggest them to my students, but let's see how they do for Lightfast testing. Remember, this is only 6 months. This is the first 12 colors, coming from the white down into the reds. So we have some spotting on this one. I don't know if it's the paper or if it's because the paint is not Lightfast in that regard. However, other than the spotting, the rest of the swatch looks really nice. This one here, I don't have color names for these. I believe they came with maybe color names, but definitely color numbers in the set. But this one here has yellowed in the gradient, and the mass tone has lightened up and become more orange. And the very bottom one is maybe a little bit lighter as well. However, other than that, I don't see many changes here. That's the first 12 colors. Let's look at the next 12. I actually expected this green to not be very good. I don't know why. I think because the green in one of the other sets was not, but that one seems fine. We do have that spotting again in these 2 greens that I was noticing in some of the oranges in the previous ones. Other than the spotting though, it looks good. This has a lot of spotting in it, but the color has remained the same. The spotting could be a concern, however. The rest of them look exactly the same. Last 12 colors. Okay, so the top 2 purples, violets, red violets, whatever you want to call them, are slightly different. This first one is slightly darker, and this is the side that's been in the window. Isn't that interesting? So the side that's been in the drawer is still lighter. However, on the second one, the more reds in that purple have come through, and you're just left with a more red-violet color rather than the violet. And this purple, probably similar to a dioxazine violet, has changed not a huge amount, but in only 6 months, I would say it's pretty significant. Let's look at these blues. All the blues look great. No changes on the blues or this last green. Next, we have the core set of 24. These came in tubes, and I put them into full pans in this little palette here. You can see that I use it a lot. It's well loved, but let's see how the colors do. Here they are. This is white neutral tint, Payne's gray, And then we move on to raw, umber, Van Dyke brown, so on. Just look at the color names that come in that 24 set, and that will tell you what all these are. I see zero difference in any of these. Absolutely nothing different. Good. I like that. That's the way it should be. Let's look at the last 12 here. Nothing different. All right, we can keep using our core confidently, even though it's only been 6 months, but still, whatever. Now we are looking at this Koi pocket-filled sketch box. This one, hello, has 24 colors in it. It is the watercolor set that I basically got when I was first starting out with watercolor, and I used to travel with it. You can see that even though I've used it what feels to me like several times, barely any of the paint is used out of it. However, let's see how they do for Lightfastness. The one on the left, again, is the one in the window, and the one on the right is in the drawer. I see zero differences until we get to these two oranges. The yellow in this orange has come out a bit more in the window. This one has faded a lot. It's more of a peach now instead of a deep peach. And the rest, no difference. Very nice. Okay, the last 12. That first blue is just fine. As far as the second blue goes, which I feel is more of an ultramarine blue, it has darkened being in the window, whereas the original color is much more light and vibrant. This blue here has just faded. The greens are fine, browns are fine. All the rest of these colors are fine. That's actually pretty darn good for Koi. I didn't expect them to be this light fast, but again, it's only been 6 months, so let's continue putting these in the window and see what happens in another 6 months. Next, we have the Daler-Rowney Aquafine. This is something I got in an art subscription box, so let's see how they did. The last two colors on here are from a different set, so ignore the black and the white down there. Put them right next to each other. I see only a slight difference in this blue. It is only slightly more pale than the blue that's been in the drawer. What else? That orange may have faded a bit, especially in the gradient. You can see it better in the camera than I can see it here in person. The camera really does bring that out. Interestingly enough, this yellow almost looks like it's darkened in the window than its drawer counterpart. This yellow looks the same, so not too bad for Daler-Rowney. Next is this Kiritaki portable set. I love this set, you guys. So no matter what the Lightfastness comes out to be, I love this set. I especially love these two opaque colors, natural beige and gray. For some reason, I really enjoy painting with them. I still encourage you guys to go buy this set. It's a good one, but let's see how the Lightfastness did. The gray and natural beige, I don't see any difference. Cool. So this blue here, I have that spotting again. I need to look that up on the Googles and find out. I assume that's a Lightfast thing. I don't know. Interestingly enough, the one that's in the window on this brown looks darker than the one that's been in the drawer. What's up with that? The rest look the same. No change. Let's look at the other two. I was like, wait a minute. That's a small set. These bottom two are from this set. Black and the white, or neutral tint and white. What is that color? Black and white. Yeah. Black and white on the bottom of these two. No change. Well, that makes me happy because I really love using these, and I know it's only been 6 months, but we also don't put our paintings right in the sunlight all the time. So I'm glad that I can paint with these, at least in my sketchbook, and feel confident that they're not going to fade in 6 months. So that's cool. While we're on the subject of Kuretaki, let's look at this green box set. This is pretty standard thing you can find online anywhere. It has these 12 colors in it. You can see I swatched them, and where you get a deep bit of paint, it does get a bit shiny. Still fun to use. Same brand as the set I just showed you, just different colors. Let's see how they did. So again, we have that spotting, but the color looks the same. Color looks the same, spotting. This color is vastly different. This has a lot of spotting, but the color looks the same, so dang it. Same here, the color looks the same, spotting. Same with the green. So in all of these, the color looks exactly the same except for this blue, but we have some of these dots showing through the paper. Okay, Next one. This is the set of artist grade paints that I bought when I very first started to be serious about watercolor. Excuse the cat in the background. These are Winsor & Newton artist grade watercolors, and I did actually pass these on to someone else in a giveaway on my channel, but I kept this set where I had poured them into full pans. Let's see how they do for Lightfastness. Looks to me like there is zero difference at all, even in the Opera Rose, which isn't that interesting because the Opera Rose is not technically supposed to be Lightfast. Now, I'm pretty sure that was just regular Opera Rose, not like a permanent rose or anything. So I'm kind of intrigued by that. But anyway, the rest is exactly what you would expect of Winsor & Newton artist grade watercolors. Next we have the Van Gogh Pocket Set, and I received this in a Palettefull Packs art subscription box. I have 12 colors here. Let's see how these did for Lightfastness. Well, that's pretty darn cool. I don't know about you guys, but I see absolutely zero difference in any of these colors. I am starting to see just a tiny bit of spotting, that little dotting that I was talking about coming through on the screen, but we will put these in the window for another 6 months and check back in with them later. Last but not least is my Mission Gold set of 36 watercolors. These I have shown you several times on the channel. They are a lot of fun. I enjoy painting with these. In fact, I've made 2 limited palettes with these 2 paints. Let's see how they did for Lightfastness. Strip number 1. Interesting. So when I made my Cloverleaf palette, I did notice a few of them were not as Lightfast as some others, and so I actually switched out a color or two when I made that, and I will link that video in the corner for you. But you can see here, this purple, it's a dioxazine purple, is not Lightfast. These 3 blues look fine. This top red looks fine. This one is definitely not Lightfast. Let me get my swatch sheet out and see what that is. So this is Prussian blue, and it is not Lightfast. This is indigo, also not Lightfast. The rest of these on this particular sheet look just perfect. Next. Starting with the white and moving on. I see absolutely zero difference in any of these until you get to this last one, which is Bright Opera, which we expect. Yep, the rest look just fine. Last swatch sheet, starting with the greens. Moving on down. I see zero changes in any of these. So very good news. We only had a few non-Lightfast colors in all of that. Well, I don't know about you, but for some reason I am totally fascinated with these Lightfast tests. I'm glad that I spent the time 6 months ago and put these in the window because time flies, and it was like no time at all before I could take these out and see what they turned out to be. Back in the window they go for another 6 months. Everything is dated on the back, and I will follow up with you at the end of January for another Lightfast update on another brand. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. And I did actually get rid of these in cat. Shh. I see absolutely zero difference in, hang on, let me line them up.